Welcome to We on Fine Print. I'm Molly Kampir. President Donald Trump has now signed the executive order suspending immigration into America. Trump defended his decision, saying that this would shield the job market for American citizens. Listen in to what he said.
In order to protect our great American workers, I've just signed an executive order temporarily suspending immigration into the United States. This will ensure that unemployed Americans of all backgrounds will be first in line for jobs as our economy reopens. Crucially, it will also preserve our healthcare resources for American patients. We have to take care of our patients. We have to take care of our great American workers.
The United States is suspending immigration for green card seekers for a period of 60 days. The coronavirus pandemic has brought the American economy to a grinding halt. Experts believe that once the economy reopens, many American citizens could find themselves out of jobs as companies brace for massive losses. It's important to note here that the executive order will only be affecting those seeking green cards. The order will temporarily suspend immigration into the United States for 60 days, like we said. It's also not going to affect any workers entering America on a temporary basis. So it basically means a 60-day pause only for people seeking permanent resident status in the United States. Seasonal workers, such as immigrants vital to the U.S. farm labor sector, are still allowed to enter. The order also exempts people working in healthcare and immediate relatives of American citizens. Many even believe that the government is using the crisis to crack down on immigration. So how does this decision impact Indians? While Donald Trump talks about suspending immigration visa, the H-1B visa, which is popular among Indian IT professionals, is a non-immigrant visa, but travel restrictions and the closing of consulate services is already having an impact on issuing of new H-1B visas. Joining us live on the broadcast this minute is our correspondent Simon Marks from Washington, D.C. Hi, Simon. The list of exemptions telling us a different story, and many have been calling this decision by the American president more of a political move in this election year.
Well, Molly, I think that that's probably an accurate reflection of what's gone on here, because if you look at what Donald Trump is saying to his supporters, he's telling his supporters that he has banned immigration. He's suspended immigration. He's closed America's doors in the faces of those people who want to come here. But in reality, that's not what he's done at all. He has restricted immigration. He's put a 60-day halt on the processing of green cards. Those are the cards that people like myself, permanent residents of the United States, have. It's one stop short of American citizenship. But he's not doing anything, it seems, to halt the processing of visa applications by temporary workers to come here, by those with H-1Bs. And this was a direct reaction from the White House to what the president was hearing from industry leaders out in Silicon Valley, from farming communities in various parts of the country where they, of course, rely on temporary labor, particularly in the summer and the autumn as harvest time approaches. None of those workers are going to be stopped from securing an opportunity to come to the United States, although, as you point out, it's very difficult right now to get to the United States. So a lot of people looking at what President Trump has done over the last few hours say this is basically window dressing in terms of its real practical impact. But from a political perspective, he is saying to his supporters, right, I have suspended immigration into the country. Again, that's not what he's actually done.
Right, but if he is judged on the basis of his handling of the coronavirus crisis, Simon, a record 26 million Americans have sought unemployment benefits, 26 million lost jobs in the U.S., and thousands have lost their lives to the coronavirus. So the numbers definitely do not work in the president's favor.
Well, and numbers are on his mind here today, because just a couple of hours ago we got the latest unemployment benefits numbers, and within the last week another 4.4 million Americans have signed on for unemployment benefits for the first time. That takes the total number of unemployed to north of 26 million in the United States, and we know that the real number is higher than that because there are people that don't sign on for unemployment benefits or that are in some cases not allowed to do so. President Trump's response to that is that he has injected an enormous amount of money into economic stimulus. There's another $300 billion going into the payroll protection program, which should help some of those people who have already claimed unemployment benefits, because companies here that get money from the payroll protection program, it's designed to protect the number of employees they have for 2.5 months. But it also means that any employees they have furloughed over the course of the last few weeks or laid off who may be claiming unemployment benefits, they can bring back on board into their enterprises. So that may, to some extent, help. But President Trump is also, as you heard there, advancing the argument that immigration restrictions are important because as jobs get created, as the economy reopens here, whenever that happens, he wants those jobs preserved for American citizens.
Right, leaving there for the moment. Thanks very much, Simon, for those updates and perspectives. Now, staying on with developments coming in from the United States.